Welcome into Fight Night Volume 2. We're joined here, MMA Jeff at JM Hockey 19. Our guy Subhuman Gaucho back to give you guys another edition of the early looks to try to cook the books. We got ourselves UFC Fight Night 93 Saturday afternoon. You guys know we'll be live streaming to get it done. But we're here to give you guys that early opportunity to beat these lines out there. And let's get into it. Let's go through these two fights that we've got broken down here. Before we do, though, Jeff, how's things going, and what you think about the first look on this card?
I'll tell you what, I'm excited as I am for every card. This one here, jumping back to Vegas with the baby cage, as we talked about earlier. Looking forward to that. Some of the lines seem a little out of whack, just with the pricing. So we'll see what happens. But as always, excited
and ready to go, and I'm always excited to get Subhuman Gaucho in the game. Love to hear his breakdowns on the fight. Sub, how are you? What was your first thoughts on the card today?
Yeah, this is Apex card, as we talked about, baby cage. I think this is better than most Apex cards, so we've got a lot to look forward to this Saturday. But also we got a long string of matches coming up every Saturday for some time. So we'll be live every Saturday for quite some time. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be
very fortunate to have a nice run with the UFC. They take the holidays off, but they come out there and they run and gun after that. So let's get into business, fellas. We're going to keep things rolling and get everybody on their way. As a reminder, please hit that thumbs up button. Show the support for us. We'd love to do this for you guys. We just want to see that you appreciate it and are viewing the content. Last week, we had some great viewership and thumbs up. We just ask you guys to keep smashing that like button out there. Let's talk about fight number one. We're going to start with MMA Jeff, fresh off that PSR championship. Jake Saragi, 14-3, the number 85 featherweight in the world, going out there against Weston Wilson, 16-9 at 242 ranking. Jeff, talk to us about what you see going down here. Is the Indonesian fighter that much better than Team USA?
I was surprised to, as I was digging through this card or this fight specifically, Wilson's got a significant height and reach advantage. So, I think that might help him. However, he's coming off of two losses, both by KO in the first round as he's been introduced into the UFC. I'm surprised he even got to the UFC, given he was 0-3 in the LFA going into that. So, he's been knocked out 3 times in his pro career. What I like about Denka is he brings some serious punching power. He comes aggressive. He's got 9 KOs as a pro. So I expect him to come out swinging, eager. He's going to push the pace, in my opinion. Given he's coming off of his first UFC win by round 1 KO back in November. So I see him coming out there aggressive, just trying to keep it on the feet despite the height and reach difference. I'm expecting him to get it done in round 1 or round 2, but what I worked out to is Jenka Saragi KO in round 1 at -115. So I think that's the way to get paid and the way to victory on this one.
Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
I don't know if I'm as down on Weston Wilson as Jeff is. But I'm convinced that the UFC wants this young man to die. I don't know what they're doing with him. First fight he gets Joanderson Brito. Talk about a tough matchup, and he gets his face punched in. Joanderson maybe grabbed the fence a couple times and what have you, but just brutal.
Absolutely punished.
They give him a. They give him a slight step down, only slightly to Gene, and he gets knocked out again really quick, by a guy that is a first round power puncher, and then in this fight they give him a first round power puncher. Yep. It seems like they want this guy to die. I think they hate him. I don't know who in the UFC organization has it out for him, but round 1 seems good to me. I'm with you.
Let's roll.
Saragi KO round 1, going to do some face punching out there. and see how that prelim spot gets rolling. Sub, let's kick it over to you. You're looking at a big fight going on here with Tagir Ulanbekov at 15-2, number 11 fighter in the world, taking on number 20, Joshua Van at 10-1. Very excited to hear the breakdown on this one. This looks at the surface to be a potential fight of the night candidate. Another prelim battle in the flyweight division. Go ahead. Talk to us about how we're getting paid.
Yeah, this is a fight of the night candidate. You know, I love this Joshua Van kid. You know, he's really, really young. You know, if you want to feel old, this young man was born in 2022. 2002. Yeah, it's all the same. I don't know. He's a baby. Yeah. You know. So, yeah, I love this kid. You know, I've cashed some nice tickets on him. He's a great pressure fighter, and he's got good hands, really fast hands. And he's got a little bit of power in his punches. But, you know, he's got an upward climb in this one. You know, before I looked at some tape on this one, I thought for sure Van at a dog price was the side. After I watched the tape, this is like the worst possible matchup for Van, in my opinion. This kid, he relies on a lot of accumulation. He's not a great wrestler. He's pretty slick on the ground, but, you know, he's going against a guy that is just – you want to talk about a good wrestler. You know, let's talk about the other side real quick. Tagir Ulanbekov, he's so goddamn good at wrestling. This is a guy that grew up among the Dagestanis, literally among Habib and his ilk. This is a tough one, you know, for Van to climb. This is a tough hill for Van to climb. It's you know, it's not just that he has to learn how to wrestle. It's that this Tagir Ulanbekov guy, he can take you down any which way. He's got great body locks. You know, he gets an over-under. He'll take you down. If you get into his range, he's got a good jab. And he's got a way of just, if you get into his range, he'll just grab you and like a hockey scrum, he'll grab you with that collar tie and just start uppercutting you repeatedly. This is not the sort of fight that Van should be getting at 22 years old. His wrestling might be improving, but, you know, wrestling, you know, amateurs in the gym is not like wrestling a guy that has been wrestling since he's been born. I think that Ulanbekov is probably going to take him down. And despite the over being, you know, the side here, I think Ulanbekov is going to take him down and probably going to choke him out in round 1 or 2. If you look at this guy's choke, his squeeze, I mean, he's deadly. I mean, the way he put out, Nate Maness a couple fights ago. You know, he didn't have a perfect lock under the chin on that guillotine, and he just was too strong. Just turned it into a neck crank, and he about broke his neck. Last fight. You know, against I'm blanking on his opponent now. You know, he does it all the time. Just this guy's, he's just too strong with his choke, with his squeeze. I think he's gonna get it to the ground, and it's gonna be a short work after that. So yeah, give me the Ulanbekov side. I have him parlayed with Jeka Sirigi at a pick'em price. I think that's value here. I don't think either of these fights leave the first 2 rounds, and we'll leave it at that. Put those two together. I've got a couple of parlays with both of these 2 men in mind, and we'll talk about them more Saturday.
And I got to say, Sub, I completely agree with you. I think Van is going to get out wrestled here, and yeah, you don't out wrestle a Dagestani fighter. It just doesn't happen. And the way they train, and like you said, he's born to wrestle, and I think that's probably going to come into play here. Always advancing the position once he gets him on the ground and potentially coming out there and getting the submission. I like it. I am also on that parlay, as we talked about.
And pardon me, I meant to say Cody Durden. I just, I had a quick mind blank there. Yeah, Cody Durden, this is a guy that's, really tough. He's got submission before, but, he's a tough dude, hard to get out of there. He likes to wrestle and grapple. And Tahir made him look like garbage out there. He could do very little. And if Joshua Van has any chance, he's got to extend this late. I would never think about taking Van, having watched the tape, I would never think about taking Van pre-fight. If you want him, take him late after round 1, etc. Because, I think this is a Tahir fight. I think he's going to beat him up pretty bad and choke him out probably pretty early.
You had me at Dagestani fighters. Certainly certain regions of the world I don't want to mess with, and Ulanbekov sounds like he's one of those guys. I like that parlay with Saragi to turn it into a nice little pick'em price range, you guys. We got a big Saturday ahead. It's going to be a nice little card there for us, and we're going to get to that cash again over with Sports Money. Doing what we do on Saturday Night Sports, you guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll be seeing you guys Saturday to go stack that cash. Put the bookies on notice. Until then, good luck with your bets. See everybody later.